Hello Chocks and Chocettes, the in between, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review, this time with the McVitie's Digestives Christmas Pudding Flavour Milk Chocolate Digestives. A long-winded name there, but that's what they're called. Yeah, so basically they've done a couple in the range now. Well, they've done two flavours I think for sort of Christmas basically. It's quite nice that they are actually, you know, I mean, it is Christmas pudding flavoured. It actually has the words Christmas on it. I mean, they're not mincing the words here, so it is a Christmas product. And it's quite nice because often, usually these things, they'll say it's sort of like a winter edition or, I don't know. And it's fair enough that, I guess, because obviously you don't want to just isolate people based on their religious beliefs or whatever. But clearly, you know, it is, you know, more often than not, a sort of a Christmas-themed product, and they just don't say it. And it's nice that actually, I mean, I realise Christmas pudding is a specific product that they're doing a flavour of, but it's not often you actually see the words Christmas on a product these days. So yeah, so it's quite different to see that. You know, I'm sure people are not, you know, I mean, well, maybe, I don't know, if people are particularly religious, whatever, they might be put off by seeing something on a product that sort of is not to do with their religion or whatever. But I think these days most people are quite liberal-minded, or at least I hope so anyway. So, so hopefully if you're not a Christian or whatever, you can still enjoy this product. I'm not particularly religious, so I'm not afraid to say, so you know, but I still will be enjoying it, so hopefully we'll find out, won't we? We'll see. Yeah, so basically as I said, I've done another one in this range. I can't really quite grab it now, but it's a winter, it's a gingerbread edition. I think it's just called gingerbread. Is it called winter gingerbread? Maybe that's the... Oh, got it to one side. Gingerbread, it's just called gingerbread. Okay, I've already opened it, so I can't just grab it. You can see here, so yeah, there you go, it's all a mess. Yeah, so yeah, so basically that was just gingerbread, of course, but still something quite synonymous with festive period, I guess, or Christmas period. Doing it myself now, aren't I? But yeah, so there we go. So I've reviewed those, done lots of reviews, about 670 reviews at the time of recording. So if you like this review, after you've liked my video and subscribed to my channel, please check out a playlist up in this top corner. It's got all my other reviews there, so check those out. And if you're in a position to do so as well, I've got a Patreon and a membership program on YouTube going along. The membership program on YouTube gives you exclusive videos if you pick a certain tiers, so check that out. The videos are different than my usual ones. As I say, there'll be crisps, you know, chocolate spreads, cereals, things like this. I'm still adding them all the time, so you know it's one of those where you know more and more will be added, and it will be regularly sort of added to as well. 4 a month is the minimum I'm hoping to do. So yeah, so you know it's it'll help me out, and also you'll get something back as well. Okay, so on to the review. Yeah, so back onto the review. Yeah, so quite interested for this one, I think you'd say. Yeah, it was very nice and nice packaging. The other one I say is a red packaging, and this one's green. So they're sort of two sort of Christmassy colours, aren't they? Red and green, I think, and white as well, of course. But I think white's sort of on for the various highlights of the packaging, like the writing and stuff. So it's fair enough that it's not prominent there. But I think these look very nice. Special edition, it says as well. So we've got what's the official description? Christmas pudding flavour wheatmeal biscuits covered in milk chocolate. Well, I can tell you now, every time with these digestive limited editions, they always say it's the biscuits flavoured, and it's not. It's the chocolate. The chocolate's flavoured, which makes sense, doesn't it? You're not going to flavour the biscuit. If you're mass producing hundreds of biscuits, you know, it's easier. I would imagine it's easier to flavour the chocolate. You just have the same biscuit and then covered in, you know. But for some reason, they always say it's the biscuit that's flavoured, and I don't know why that is. I would have thought they'd not really be able to do that. Of course, I've not tasted this one yet, but I imagine it. You know, I've tasted all the others, and they've always been. It's always been the chocolate that's flavoured. Yeah. So what else was I going to say? Yes, so suitable for vegetarian. Store in a cool, dry place. Once open, store in an airtight container. This is the last time that the airtight container in this case is me. It's where I store them when I open them. I don't have a proper biscuit tin. I need to probably get one really. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Christmas pudding flavour. Yeah, so calorie wise, so it's 73 calories per biscuit, 3.4 grams of fat, 1.6 of which are saturates. And per 100 grams, it's 495 calories, 23.4 grams of fat, 12.3 of which are saturates. So I assume that's the same for the other ones. Should probably, let's see, 73, 3.5, 1.6. Yeah. Oddly enough, the fat is 1 gram more in the gingerbread one. So I don't know what that means. Maybe the ginger flavour has something in it. But that does suggest there's a difference, doesn't it, that you wouldn't expect. About the sugars and things. at a glance, everything else looks to be the same. It's just literally that flat, which is very odd. Which is odd. I don't know why that is. I mean, you know, yeah. Unusual, I think you say, but clearly was good in a way. It shows there's some substance to the difference. Literal substance. Right, so I think I don't think there's much more to say. They've got these flourishes, like I said in the last review. You know, digestives in the old days, maybe even still. I'm sure they still do them as well. The regular ones. Well, they're bigger than these as well, which is a bit of a con. I've always thought that these aren't literal chocolate covered digestives. They're sort of a smaller biscuit, although they are still the digestive sort of wheatmeal biscuit. But also, yeah, they've got these flourishes sticking out at the side, so they could just, I mean, they're not massive in this case, but nevertheless they do give it a bigger look, you know. And there are ones also they do package digestives where it's just flat like this and you don't have a sticky out, but you have to sort of pick it open. They are actually quite hard to open, actually, I must say. But nonetheless, they do it. So why they don't with these ones, I don't know. But alright, well, I think we should give it an open then. For some reason, I don't know, I guess that's a holly leaf above the Christmas pudding writing I've just noticed. You can see on the top of the pudding itself, you've got that berry. Yeah. Alright, okay, let's give it an open. So it's typical amount of biscuits per pack, 17 I think. So we'll see if that's the case. I'm sure it will be. Let's give it an open. Okay, I'm also going to give these Christmas pudding flavour milk chocolate digestives an open. You can see they're looking very relatively festive, I think you'd say. Okay, so it should be 17 in the pack. Find this out. There's a very nice smell coming from this actually. It's a strong smell. Yeah, I see. Often in the other flavours, it's not really been much of a smell and even much of a flavour really, but this one definitely smells different. And there is 17 in here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so that's 5 powers of 5, of course, as you know, I didn't really say that, but that's what they are, and then the 2, so 17. Yes, let's see. Definitely got there was definitely a very spicy smell coming out of it when I opened it, and it was very, I mean, Christmas pudding, for those you don't know, it's basic, well, does it even show it on here? Well, they're usually like a sort of roundish, domed pudding, so that's what it's pretending to be, with this sort of like top and a holly sort of leaf on top, I guess, is the typical thing. And you can sort of set them on fire, I don't know, you pour like brandy on them or something, or whatever it is, and light it on fire, and it sort of has a blue flame on it for a time. It's kind of like it's like a sort of fruit pudding, a fruit cake almost. It's not really my thing because, as you probably can imagine, I'm very much a chocolate person. If you cover it in chocolate, I'll be more interested. It's more of a sort of, you know, it's one of these typical sort of, you know, in quotes, adult type cake, you know, and I'm not into that, you know. Cake, I mean, I don't, you know, cakes for me are something that's basically starts with chocolate and ends in chocolate, and if it's got other stuff in it, you know, it needs more chocolate. That's a cake to me. Obviously, I'm exaggerating now. I do like some non-chocolate cakes, but you know what I mean. I'm not into sort of fruit cakes with fruit on and stuff. You know, it's got to be a proper indulgent cake, I think, and stuff where it starts to go into the territory of alcohol and fruit and stuff. That's going away from, you know, the sugar and icing and chocolate side that I'm into, you know. So I think it's the other end of the scale, really. But nonetheless, with a biscuit, obviously, you do get the chocolate side of it. You do get all this sort of that and the other. You just get the Christmas pudding flavour, so you know, I'm more interested. No setting it on fire or anything. I mean, you could pour a brandy on it or whatever it is and set it on fire if you wanted, but I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, so 6 centimetres in diameter at the bottom, and it's just about, and at the top it's about the same. So even though there's a chocolate lip on there, it doesn't seem to have affected it too much. It's about 6 millimetres high, maybe 7. It's hard to tell actually. I had trouble with the last one. Maybe 6.5 millimetres. Hard to tell. 6.5, 7 possibly. You can see here there's like a bit of a drippage now, which is always good, but a bit of a chocolate lip on the edge. If you snap it in half, the chocolate's quite looks quite thick actually. But I think that's a bit of a not a typical one that in the middle. Normally it's quite thin, like it is on the edges there. It's just been a bit of a dip in this biscuit. But we'll snap another one just to check. Yeah, well, having said that, it does look quite thin in this one. Yeah, quite thick rather. Well, thicker than normal. Just try one of this is the gingerbread one, and just guess they were. I don't think they were quite as thick in the gingerbread one, but yeah, this is a gingerbread one here. So you can see these Christmas pudding ones seem to be a bit thicker for some reason. So maybe it's just an odd batch, or one of which was, I'm not sure. But yeah, always welcome to have more chocolate. Yeah, got a nice spicy smell to it. What does it say on the ingredients? Does it say? Yeah, I don't know. It's got palm oil in it as well. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, nothing specific. It doesn't say like kind of spicy, winter spice something or other in it. I think it's just flavouring, isn't it? So, I can't see anything obvious anyway without going through all of it, but yeah, so there we are. Yeah, there's been some rumours about sort of, I don't know, palm oil making chocolate hard, of it. I don't know, assuming there's palm oil in this chocolate, but this chocolate, I'm rubbing this and it's not melting really. I don't. I mean, chocolate's something that melts. You know what I mean? It's just, it is. I mean, it's got some. Basically, you've got this plant that's a solid, and to make chocolate, you've got to liquefy it, and then it solidifies again, isn't it? You're adding stuff to make it liquid or whatever. It's going to melt. It's a liquid that's dried, so it is very. You know what I mean? And I don't know. There's some talk about. I mean, if you've got oil in something, oil's a liquid, whether it's palm oil, vegetable oil, any oil of any kind. So if you're going to manipulate chocolate in any way, it's going to melt. I don't know. I'm not convinced that palm oil is some kind of, it's not good for the environment, because basically, the gist of it is farmers are pulling down other plants and things to make way for it, and it's not an indigenous species of plants where they're doing it, so wildlife is pushed out and things. But as far as chocolate's concerned, I mean, I've been handling chocolate for 5 years now, and I've not noticed palm oil. I've not noticed chocolates becoming very strange or anything like that. I mean, they just melt. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But obviously, it's the environment that we've got to worry about. I don't think it's having a negative effect on chocolate. But I stand to be proven wrong. But I've not noticed any problems at all with chocolate melting ridiculously more than it should do. As I say, I'm rubbing this one quite vigorously there. It's not. Yeah. There we go. Okay, right, let's give it a taste. So excited for this one. Let's give it a taste. Okay, I want to give these Christmas pudding flavour milk chocolate digestives a taste. So yeah, very interested for these. So got half a biscuit here. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a taste. So they've got lots of sort of Christmassy, spicy type taste in it. I think it vaguely tastes like Christmas pudding. I think I mentioned before earlier in the video that Christmas pudding isn't my thing generally, but it does taste a bit like it actually. In recent months, McVitie's have released quite a lot of limited edition flavours. They did a sort of great British flavoured range, which was cherry bakewell, marmalade on toast, and something else. Strawberries and cream, I think it was, and then they did the VIBs, which were blood orange and some other things, just caramel ones basically. Regular caramel and a hazelnut caramel or something. And all of those were very weak flavours really. They weren't very nice at all. They were just very standard. Well, they were not unpleasant, but they just weren't anything special. Could barely taste the flavours, but I feel like they were just done in a rush. But these ones, these two Christmas flavours. Very, very more. I mean, they're still quite subtle flavours, but they're distinct in their own right. They're definitely there, and they're pleasant. They're not. They're nice, sweet, and they give you that taste. It does taste wintry. It does taste. Not exactly like a Christmas pudding, but it does taste along those lines. Yeah, and because it doesn't have all the fruit and alcohol and gubbins in, it's more palatable for me. Well, let's give it a dunk. Say it's a nice warm cup of coffee. You can never find a biscuit really that doesn't taste better when dunked. And a warm drink. I used to dip them in Coke when I was younger. Don't know why I did that, but yeah, that'll still be nice. Not done it for years. Yeah, it does melt the chocolate. It does bring out the flavours a bit more when you dunk them actually. And obviously, there's that coffee taste added to it. Yeah. Definitely a good dunkability there. No, I like these a lot. I think maybe the gingerbread ones are a bit nicer, I think, a bit better, just because I think it's just got a bit more of a flavour I prefer, really. Nonetheless, these are still quite wintry. They're a bit more on the, slightly more on the Lebkuchen side of it, you know, that sort of German biscuit type thing you get around Christmas time as well. Slightly more towards that end of the taste spectrum, I would say. Not too bad. I think, let's say, I think I prefer the gingerbread ones. I think these ones are still nice though. You know, I mean, Christmas pudding isn't really my go-to cake, as I say. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm still going to say 4 out of 5 for these ones, but I think I prefer, say, the gingerbread ones. But they are nice. They do have a lovely, lovely Christmas pudding flavour. It's a lovely smell as well, quite very distinct. It is present as well, like all the VIBs and all these other ones they've done recently. And the flavours have just been really mundane and a bit undetectable and not very standoutish and just generally just not that great. And these two flavours at least really do stand out, and they do. I mean, they might be relatively subtle, but they're still there and they're prominent, if you know what I mean. If that isn't too much of a contradiction. Because it's the chocolate that's flavoured, and there's only a small amount of chocolate, so it is a chocolate that's flavoured, despite what the packaging says. Yeah. So I think they just work. I think they just have enough of a strength of flavour for you to get the gist of it, while not taking away from the fact it is a chocolate digestive. Let's say, I think I prefer the gingerbread ones. I think that's just a flavour that I more prefer. Prefer than this one, but this one's still nice, and it still gives you what you want, and it's still a success, I'd say, and definitely gives you that sort of Christmassy taste. They both do. So yeah, a 4 out of 5. A good offering, and I'm pleased with these. I'm happy with these ones. The other ones were disappointing. These two biscuits are a success, I would say. Yeah, for sure. 4 out of 5. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. As I say, please please like and subscribe to my channel. And as I say, I've got playlists of all sorts going on in the corner up here. So yeah, please check those out. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. Check out the YouTube member program Patreon if you can. Exclusive videos on the YouTube member program. So if you're interested in those, go check them out. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.